And welcome back, guys, to Despop TV. I'm joined today with my co-hosts, Daniel and Adolfo. And today we're going to be going over The Pale Blue Eyes, starring Christian Bale. We're also going to be doing a spoiler-free and a spoiler review. So right off the bat...
Let's grade it. Let's grade it,
yeah.
I'm going to give it a B.
I was about to give it a B too.
You guys are so nice. I gave it a C+. So
you're not sophisticated enough.
No, I will tell you guys. No. It wasn't even about that. It was mostly because it's a long movie, bro.
It is a long movie. I was gonna bring that up next. I watched it in two parts, so I watched half of the movie, and then the next day I watched the other half.
It is above Megan, though.
It's a lot slower paced movie than what we usually watch.
Yes,
but
so I timed
was decent. I enjoyed it.
It takes an hour for it to get going. I know exactly when it gets going. We'll talk about it more in the spoilers. But an hour in, when that happens, is like when I'm like, okay, now we're into it. Now we're getting into the actual meat of this movie.
Now we're getting the facts.
Yeah. And now we're getting like at least a little more fast paced, like the action starting, the plot twists are coming, the investigation is coming. This is a real thriller of a movie, right? Detective movie. You got to put the pieces together as a audience member.
Well, let's talk about what the movie's about, first of all. So people understand, the people that like want to watch it.
On a grim winter morning, the body of a cadet is discovered, and we're pretty much.
I thought you were gonna keep going.
No. It's discovered, and now Christian Bale's character has to figure out who done it.
Christian Bale's character is the detective.
Yes.
His name is Augustus, I think.
Yeah, Augustus Landor.
Augustus Landor.
So the MVP for me is not Christian Bale. It's not Christian Bale. It's Harry Melling, Edgar Allen Poe.
Edgar Allen Poe. Yeah.
That was crazy.
I know that was a little cool little twist.
It was I don't know if this actually but
I was thinking about that because I was like
if it was something that real.
Or like a story of his.
I feel like it's a story of his. It seems like it'd be like one of his stories,
and
that he'd be
just incorporated in. Yeah, because I know he was a writer. I was like, Edgar Allan Poe was not in the military.
No, he was. He had a promising military career, and then it blew up.
Oh, yes. I didn't know that.
No, that's what the Washington Post says.
I didn't know that. I mean, obviously he's known for being a writer and stuff. But
who are you guys' MVP for the movie?
Mine was Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah. Okay. I will say it was a little rough to begin, but he really won me over as a movie was coming along.
No.
He grew into
from the start.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah.
At the start it was just so slow. Like I was having trouble like connecting to it. Like I was like, oh my god.
The only thing I had trouble with at the beginning, like probably like the first 30 minutes, is establishing who the fuck was who, because they all wear the cadet hats and they're all like they all have like similar features.
Yeah.
They do. So they're all white.
So it's
no, they are. They're all white. Like it's hard.
Yeah,
like you know how white people say that like Mexicans or Asian people they can never tell apart. I can really not tell white people apart. It's like.
Yeah. Well, I had trouble figuring out who the fuck was who until I was like, oh, okay, well, this guy has like his cheekbones are a little bit higher than everybody else. I was like, oh, okay, this is Edgar Allan Poe.
this is Edgar right here.
Yeah, this is the cut.
This one's a little bit more pale than the other one.
So Harry is in The Devil All the Time, and he plays a villain in that movie.
Yeah.
So when I first saw him, I was like, "Oh yes, this is like he's a villain. Like he's gonna."
And he's a good guy.
Yeah, very good guy. He's like the goodest good person in the whole movie.
He's the goodest boy.
The goodest boy.
He is the goodest boy. Well, one thing that I did want to talk about a little bit, I brought it up in the pre-production of this, is I saw this tweet that said that this movie was better made for theaters than Netflix. I don't know if you guys agree with that.
I did see reviews of people talking about they enjoyed it more in a theater.
In a theater.
Because you have to focus. Like when you're in a movie theater, that's all you're focusing on. And this movie, there's so many small things that can go over your head if you're not paying attention.
Yeah.
There's a lot of slow moments where there's not much dialogue. There's just like a lot of just moving around, looking at stuff.
And if you're like watching it on your phone or like something,
just even at home, like the second part I watched it as I was doing other things around the house.
Yeah, and when you're doing that, you might miss something.
Yeah,
and sometimes I caught myself like rewinding it, so I like oh, let me see what happened. Like so, I catch it.
That's how you know he's old. Rewinding.
I rewind the tape.
There's definitely little clues throughout the movie
that
why help you connect the dots.
That's why I'm surprised you guys gave it such a high score, because for me, as great as the final part of it was, the way it dragged really
hurt it for you.
Really hurt it, because I was thinking about it. There's no way I can put, probably a lot of movies are gonna come out over this, but I did put it over Megan, because I thought at the end of the day, Megan.
Right now, Megan started.
No. But I'm saying at the end of the day, the plot twist really, I thought I knew what the plot twist was, and then
they switched it up on you.
Yes.
Yeah.
They definitely switched it up. But as soon as the girl passed out.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
No.
Okay.
No.
All right, so we're just going into spoilers.
Let's.
Well, I mean,
all right, guys. The sponsor for today's video is Despop. Make sure to follow us. That's the best way to support the channel. Follow us, subscribe, and share all of our videos.
And like this one, importantly.
And like this one, yeah.
This video importantly needs the likes. It's gonna need it. The Netflix movies have not been doing well on our channel.
No.
You need to like the movie for
like
it to be.
And then unlike it and then like it again.
One time for the one time. But to go into the spoilers, I think honestly we can only talk about the end. Like literally the whole movie, the ending was the best part.
I think that's what elevated it to a B for me.
Spoilers.
Because I was hovering between C+, B-.
And that ending really, you were like, you know
that
what?
ending, I was like, okay, you know what? It makes it up for me.
I think you guys know this. I'm a sucker for a good plot twist.
I like it when they do it good. And we've talked about this before. Like,
when you don't know.
When you don't know.
When there's no hints or nothing.
There were hints. Oh, I mean, there were hints. Like throughout, but I said, you're not
gonna connect the dots because they talk about his daughter at the beginning.
Yeah,
they talk and then they bring it up like, oh, you have a daughter, and he's like, oh, I don't want to talk about it.
That's what I'm saying. Like it was really hard to catch things. So I was just watching on my phone.
I was also waiting for when they would bring the daughter. I was like, oh, maybe the second movie because it was already getting towards the end. I was like, oh, maybe a second movie. I guess they'll talk about the daughter. Yeah,
bro. Well, they didn't even show, dude. Okay, so first of all, Augustus comes in to figure out the murder, and it's a murder. Like he got strangled.
He got.
And it pretty much leads down the road to a satanic cult.
Yeah. So once he starts putting it together, he realizes that there's like witchcraft involved, or
Well, so one thing this movie does have is good writing. Very quotable. Yes. There's good quotes, very great writing. That's why it's a C+ and not a C. I'm telling you, the slow pacing really just
killed it.
Just killed it for me. But I'm gonna say a funny line first, and then we'll get. So when Edgar Allen Poe is getting his ass beat for trying to get with the girl, he's getting his ass beat by another cadet saying, "Hey, you better stay away from him." And Augustus comes in, Christian Bale's character, and he puts him off, and he's like, "You get out of here!" And as he's walking away, all you hear is a little whisper. Ugly fuck. Did you guys catch that?
I didn't catch that.
Yeah, he whispered.
He whispers it and just walks away. And I'm like, that was so random. I just thought
I only caught it because I was watching with the subtitles, so it said ugly fuck.
Yeah, he's like, ugly fuck.
I must have been looking away when I popped that because I didn't
bro, if you saw it, you would have just, because it's so random and like,
it was like a stray, like right. You got a stray. It's like Lizzie.
It was probably like improvised too.
Yeah.
It's just walking around like
a very gothic movie, like very like suspenseful, and just out of nowhere, ugly fuck.
It's like me going to get my ass beat and then being like, "You're still fat."
Oh my god. Oh no. Yeah. So that was a funny quote that I want to bring up, but one where Augustus goes up to Edgar and he's pretty much like, "Hey, I have an offer of employment. There's no pay. There's nothing I can do for you. There's nothing." And Edgar's like, "An irresistible offer." Yeah. I just thought that was funny. So he pretty much gets this cadet Edgar Allen Poe to help him out. Well, it's because the cadets can't, like, they're sworn to secrecy, and he's pretty much the only one that, like, he doesn't give a fuck. He's like,
he's a wild.
Well, he's also noticed that like people don't fuck with him.
Oh, he's weird.
He's like, oh, well, this guy, he's not gonna spill any secrets because he don't talk to nobody.
He don't talk to nobody.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we find out he's got beef with people.
He does.
Yeah. For a second, I thought it was gonna be him.
Well,
but then I was like, no, because
it's Edgar Allen Poe.
Yeah.
You know?
I was gonna be like, yeah, this guy, he goes on to do something, you know.
Yeah.
So it can't be him.
He's got a football team named after him, you know. Like he's got greatness in him.
Yeah,
he's got that dog in him.
The dog.
He tried.
No, he does. He's. I love the poems that he has. The one with the heartbeat in the floor. That's him, right?
Yeah.
We learned that in school. That's the only one. That's honestly the only one. Then the Raven too, or whatever.
That one, yeah. We didn't read a lot of Edgar Allan Poe.
Your teacher didn't love you?
No.
I did in school, but I don't remember anything about school. So
I don't know if you guys just want to say a plot twist, but pretty much Augustus. It's crazy to me that he leads Edgar Allen throughout this whole thing, even though he knows who did it from the beginning. He knows.
Like he says, he was gonna turn himself in, and he wanted him
to do
Edgar Allan Poe to do the one to turn him in.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna confess everything to you, and I want you to.
So you're pretty much saying what happened. Augustus is the one that killed the kids.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, you were like saying it, and I was waiting for somebody to say it before me, but
well, we can. Well, since it's a spoiler, we'll go through what happened.
Yeah. So
from the beginning, his daughter goes to a military ball, party. On her way back home, she gets attacked by 3 cadets. and gets raped.
Yeah,
brutal. They beat her. They show it in the they show her getting attacked. The Augustus finds out and tries to help her, emotionally and everything, but she ends up killing herself because she can't
cope with it.
She can't cope with it.
It's hard. She's living through a lot. The only way out is suicide.
Yeah,
especially in 1830 when women are they're not like valued as much.
Yeah.
Like the people are just gonna look at her. And
especially back then, even like if you're tainted.
Yeah, you're tainted.
If something like that, you're tainted. Yeah. No one's
it's
gonna
a woman's fault. A lot of people still have that mindset, but it's just hard for women.
Yeah, so she's tainted.
So she doesn't want it to go. I guess people to find out or anything.
Yeah.
So she kills herself, and Augustus decides to find out who it was and.
He knows.
Gets revenge.
He knows who it is because the daughter told him, right?
Oh, that's right.
The daughter tells him exactly who it was.
Well, he also gave her the necklace.
Yeah. Well.
Or she gave him the necklace
with
then
he does find
guy's
out.
name.
So I guess he doesn't know, but like he finds. Yeah, you're right.
He puts it together.
Yeah, he puts it together.
Look, as a father, you made the right choice. I think 100%.
100%.
Anybody who's a father can like.
Yeah. So.
But he also had the chance to go and tell them what's it called West Point and tell them what happened, but he was like, no, I wanted them to suffer the way she did.
Yeah,
I want them to die. Mm-hmm. So what he does is he finds that the daughter gives him a necklace with the guy's initials, and he goes and finds him and gives him a note from where most of this has started.
Yeah. Right, he does have to find out because he even tells Edgar that he made sure to ask them all the details.
That's how when he finds out,
you're right.
He strangles the guy. He starts to hang him, and he wants to know who else was there because he knows 2 other people were there because it was 3.
Yeah. Well, to say just because you're coming up to the point at the beginning, the kid explains how the guy was hung, and I thought we were gonna show like a sequence of it being because he was kind of like sitting down, but
because the beginning of the movie is like the autopsy, right? When he's
and they don't show it, so I'm like, oh, okay, I guess we're just not gonna show like the deaths or whatever.
Like how he died, which confused me a little bit too because he was hanging, but he was like
sideways,
like 4 inches
off the ground, he was touching the ground. He was touching the ground.
Yeah, he was touching the ground, like enough for him to stand up. And
I think. Do you think he was just to try to like get?
No, because he almost got caught, so he left him there.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he was gonna lift him up even more.
Yeah. No, I was just saying that I brought that up because I thought they were gonna show us, but the movie didn't show us.
Yeah. And I know that,
now
which makes sense. It was part of the plot twist.
But if you want to keep going with your thing.
And then he finds the second guy throughout, like further in the movie. They find the second body.
Yeah.
Now he needs to find a way to connect this to the other killing.
To the other one. Yeah.
And then the third guy pretty much just runs away because he knows.
He knows.
Yeah, the third guy is like, oh man.
He says it at the end. He's like, now he knows that the other 2 are dead.
He's got to look behind his shoulder every single day.
Knowing that I'm still out there.
That's crazy. That's cold-blooded, dude.
It's cold-blooded. I mean, and the way he connects everything, he's like, he got an out. He pretty much got an out with them.
Well, he created that out. What happened?
He also created the out, but he got a chance because the doctor's kids
are satanic.
Yeah.
And they take out
the wild plot twist too.
It was just fucking.
I thought that was the plot twist.
Yeah.
So because I read the reviews beforehand, well, just a little bit, and one of them said the plot twist was crazy. So I was watching that and I was like, that's not that crazy. It's like satanics all along, I was like, I guess.
What in my mind? Yeah. I don't know because the satanic thing and then the daughter. Okay, the doctor's daughter has seizures. When they started talking about the cutting out the hearts, I was like, oh, maybe they're like giving them to her. Yeah. Like maybe they want to give her a new heart and each one just keeps going bad. So they had to go get another heart.
That's crazy. Heart transplant in 1830?
Yeah. No, I don't think it was heart transplant. Was it heart transplant?
No, they weren't even. No, they were just
eating the hearts or something.
Yeah, but I just thought about that.
Yeah, I was like, oh, maybe they're giving her the heart transplant because maybe her heart's bad and they think the seizures will go away with this.
Well, so like.
But it has nothing to do with that. They're just satanic and they're doing sacrifices.
Yeah.
So, imagine this, right? You just killed the guy. The next day, somebody comes to you and is like, hey, somebody died. We need you to investigate it. And it was you the whole time. Well, it's just a crazy thing to be part of. And so he thought that he just died. So he thought he was going to go into investigation. He pretty much tells him it's a murder. He got somebody hanged him. Like, what else do you guys need? And they're like, oh, the body got mutilated. And he's like, what? And I think that's when he realized, oh, I have an out.
Yeah, he's like, oh, now I have an out.
Now I can like blame the murder on the person who took the heart out.
Yeah.
Yes. Because even the parents are like, oh no, our kids would never kill. And in my head, I'm like, you don't know that your kids.
Yeah.
But they didn't. They never killed.
They never killed. And the guy said that because he probably knew what they were doing because the mom was there, the brother was there. And I guess they never killed.
No, because there was even talks about cows
Yeah, cows and sheep.
Hearts were.
Augustus did that. He
Oh,
he
did
says
he?
it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
To cover up his tracks?
Yeah.
Oh, for the satanic
Okay,
thing.
yeah,
that,
yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, that makes sense.
When he's confessing to Edgar Allan Poe, he's like, Edgar asked him, he was like, so I'm assuming the animals were you. And he's like, yeah, that was me.
Oh.
That was all me.
When I thought it was a witchcraft thing too. I was like, that's it? Like,
No, yeah. So it got to the point where Edgar entered the house with him, and I was like, bro, this movie could have already ended. Right in my head, I was thinking that. I was like, there's still 30 minutes to go. Why haven't you ended the movie?
Yeah.
Like, there's no way, right? And then they start talking about it. He's like, oh, this is what happened to my daughters. I'm the one that killed them. And I was like, what? I just like, yeah, head blown. It takes you to the flashbacks of all the things he did. I'm like, okay, makes sense. That's when you should use flashbacks, glass onion.
Yeah.
But the very end, he decides to kill himself.
yeah.
No, I don't think he did.
You don't think so?
Whoa.
I don't think he did.
I like that he says that because it is.
I was gonna bring it up because he walks up to it and then he faces towards the mountain, like away from the cliff. Cause she went backwards. He let go of a little ribbon. He's like, oh well, I finally did what I needed to do. You can rest now because the people who killed you are dead.
Okay. So
and you don't see him move or do anything. You just see him stand there. So I don't think he killed himself.
it's like the Inception thing. You don't know if that spinner
The
dropped or
spinner
not.
dropped.
I do think he killed himself.
I thought he was going to. I thought we were gonna see it like maybe he'd see him like
Yeah.
just step back. Or, we see him like lean back and then it cuts off.
Yeah.
We didn't see any of that.
Okay. So you think he came to peace with it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was. I think he just went.
letting go of
I
the
think he
ribbon.
just went over there to like.
Let go.
You're okay.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
You can rest now because he says you can rest now.
Yeah. So he's at peace.
Because he would see the ghost, right?
He would be happy, huh?
He would see the ghost. Like there was
He
a
would see a
scene,
ghost?
yeah, where he was sleeping and then there was a woman across from him, and then he stood up, started walking towards it, and then the woman disappeared. I thought that was a ghost of.
I don't think I saw that.
Oh, okay. Did you see that?
No.
You know what I'm talking about? Okay. Well, I guess I'm.
Like I said,
I guess I'm seeing
It was
ghosts.
such a long movie. dude.
Yeah.
It was. Trust me.
I know. I think I kind of remember that, but he was
Yeah.
laying down with some woman or something.
At the end as well, I was really sad because Augustus tells Edgar, he's like, we might have become a family. I wish my daughter would have met you that night and not the boys, right?
Yeah.
And Edgar is just like, indeed, I should treasure that we. And then
he stops himself.
he's like, and then like long pause. He's like, and he doesn't even finish the sentence. He's like, goodbye, Landor. Like he's just like, there's nothing else to be said. Maybe we could have been a family, but
It's one of those what ifs.
yeah, man, that
Shoulda,
sucks,
coulda,
dude.
woulda.
Yeah, man, that sucks. Look, if you guys want a long movie to watch, and you guys can get
If you
through that
have
first
nothing
hour.
to do,
Well, if you can get through that first hour, it's worth it. I do think for the
Yes,
plot twist, and if
I
you
think
pay
so.
attention, it's worth it.
I enjoyed the movie. I have it at 2 so far for the year.
Wow, man, I've only watched 3 movies.
movies.
It's at 2 for me.
I know. I'm saying like Megan started off hot. It's just- it's been a
like
free
we said, it's gonna keep going down.
It's just a
because it
free
wasn't-
It never recovered after that first
fall.
week.
Never did.
Oh my God, is Megan the new Black Adam? No, I don't. I think there'll be a worse movie. I do believe there'll be a worse movie than Megan.
You think so?
Yeah, 100%.
Maybe. I mean,
I don't know.
We got a lot of movies coming out this
We
year.
What movie do we have next?
You People.
You People.
January 27th, this Friday, comes out on Netflix.
Another Netflix.
Jonah
another-
Hill
I'm
and
excited
Eddie
for that one.
Yeah, I'm excited
Right.
for that one too.
Nia Long.
I'm not gonna lie. I like these Netflix movies.
Yeah,
They're getting better.
Yeah.
They're getting better.
Right.
They've had
Take it.
some terrible ones.
I was gonna say take us away, but do you have something else here?
No.
I'm excited. You People, Knock on the Cabin, and then At
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that concludes our review for The Pale Blue Eyes starring Christian Bale. Let us know what you thought about the movie. What letter grade did you give it? And where does it rank so far as your 2023 movie rankings go? All right, guys. We'll see ya.
Deuces.
Adios.